You know, it's pretty amazing to think that a message from 600 years ago could have something to say to us today. Well, we're about to find out. We're going to dive in and decode a beautiful Korean poem that was written in these ancient characters called hanja and see just what kind of timeless wisdom is hiding inside. So that's really the big question we're tackling, isn't it? Can a few short lines written centuries ago actually offer us a kind of blueprint for a meaningful life, especially in our crazy, busy modern world? Honestly, I think the answer is going to surprise you. Okay, so to really get this poem, we have to meet the man behind the words first. His name is Gil-jae, and he's going to be our guide on this little journey. He was a scholar way back in Korea, living during the shift from the Goryeo to the Joseon dynasty. So picture this. Gil-jae is living through this massive political upheaval. And instead of trying to grab power or influence in the new government, he does something totally different. He chooses another path. He actually retires to the countryside and dedicates his life to teaching and just living in harmony with the world around him. So his poetry, it isn't just art, it's basically a reflection of how he chose to live his life. The poem kicks off by painting a picture. It doesn't start with some grand, abstract idea. Nope, it grounds us right away in a specific place, a specific moment, using pure sensory detail. It's all about what you can see and feel. And here it is, our first line. At first glance, it looks like a beautiful but maybe kind of complicated puzzle, right? But don't worry, we are going to take this thing apart piece by piece and unlock its meaning together. Think of these characters as our building blocks. First, we have Gwan, which means to wash. Then, Su for hand. Chong means clear, Chon is a spring of water, and finally, Neng means cold. See? Each one is a distinct piece of the puzzle. And when we click all those pieces together using Korean grammar, we get this incredibly vivid image. You can almost feel the chill of that water, can't you? It's not just a description, it's an experience. The poet is inviting us into his world, starting with this really simple, refreshing act of washing his hands. All right, let's jump to the next line and see how the scene builds. So he's just washed his hands in that cold spring, and now he looks up. This line is all about what he sees next. Okay, let's see how these characters add another layer to our scene. We've got im, which means to look down on, then sin for body, mu for lush, su for tree, and go for high or tall. What's really interesting here is the perspective. The characters suggest that something is looking down on him. And hey, here's a super important detail for any of you interested in the language. While this character, ga, totally exists in Chinese, in Korean, its sound is go, not gal. It's a small difference, but it's absolutely crucial for appreciating the unique Korean way of reading these classical poems. Put it all together and the whole scene just expands. We go from the cold spring at his hands, and now he's completely enveloped by these tall, lush trees. It's this brilliant way of showing a feeling of being small, maybe, but also protected within this vast living world of nature. So that first verse was all about setting the scene, getting us grounded in nature. Now the poem makes a shift. It moves from the poet's solitary experience to his connection with other people. And this is where we start to see the purpose he found in his quiet life. This line introduces some new faces into our scene. All of a sudden, the poet isn't alone anymore. People are showing up. But who are they? And what do they want? Let's break it down. Okay, that first term, Gwan-dong, is so cool. It's this compound word that refers to both adults, the Gwan, who wore a hat, and children, the dong. Then we have rei, to come, moon, to ask, and ja, which means a character or a letter. And this reveals something so important about Gil-jae. He wasn't a hermit. Yeah, he turned away from politics, but he didn't turn away from people. He's an active, respected teacher in his community, sharing his knowledge with everyone young and old. His retreat wasn't an escape. It was a re-engagement with the world, but on his own terms. And now, we've arrived at the final line. This is really the heart of the poem. It's the emotional punchline, the summary of this whole beautiful scene. This is how the poet feels about the life he has built for himself. This line has such a beautiful, subtle meaning. Ryo means just or barely, which suggests this incredible humility. Ga means can or able to. Ryo means with or together. And finally, so-yo. What a wonderful word. It means to just stroll leisurely without any particular goal in mind. And one more time, let's just highlight the sound here. In Korean, that second character of soyo is pronounced yo, not the Mandarin yo. Again, it's these little details that really bring the poem to life in its unique Korean context. It is just enough. Wow, what a powerful and humble thing to say. He's not looking for fame, he's not looking for riches. He finds his deepest contentment, his real fulfillment, in the simple, sincere act of sharing his time and knowledge with his community. That is his treasure. Okay, so we've unlocked every character and every line. Now let's just step back for a second and look at the bigger picture. What is the overarching philosophy that Gil-jae is sharing with us here? There's a quote from our source material that just nails it perfectly. Gil-jae is presenting a whole aesthetic, a way of living that finds beauty and sufficiency outside the complicated, competitive world of the city. It's a life built on a totally different set of values. This really brings all the lessons together into a kind of recipe for a good life, right? It starts with connecting to nature to find peace, feeling that cold spring, standing among the tall trees. Then it shows that real wealth isn't about stuff. It's about sharing what you know with others. And that leads to this deep contentment that comes from simple, sincere relationships, which ultimately creates a profound inner peace, a true kind of self-sufficiency. Let's look at the full poem just one last time. Now, these characters aren't a mystery anymore, are they? We can see the cold spring, we see the tall trees, we see the community coming to learn, and we can feel the poet's humble, deep joy. It all comes together in 4 perfect lines. So we come right back to our original question. Can a 600-year-old poem teach us how to live? Absolutely. Gil-jae found his version of contentment in nature and in teaching. The real question this poem leaves us with is, what are the simple, essential things in our own lives that bring us that same sense of peace and purpose? What's your clear spring?